You kill, you die, you kill, you die, and that's what it's like to play Modern Warfare for at least most of the time. But what if I told you guys I had a bunch of tips within this video to help you stop getting that second part of dying over and over again, and you guys can actually start raising that KD of yours. So guys, watch this video. I've got some great ones in this one, and you guys are definitely going to enjoy them. What is up, guys? My name is Nick, and welcome back to another Modern Warfare video. Merry Christmas to everyone who celebrates. And guys, this is a video, it's for anyone really, but especially those guys who just got the game today. And if you guys just got the game today, I'm sure anybody watching this video who has had the game for at least over a month could tell you that this game does not play like any other Call of Duty whatsoever. It doesn't feel like it doesn't play like it, and it's just completely different. You gotta like camp in a way to do good, but I don't want to be that person who tells everyone to camp, so I'm gonna give you guys tips to actually go with any type of playstyle, whether you guys like rushing, whether you like camping, and all that kind of stuff. Guys, if we could hit 8,000 likes on this video, that would be absolutely amazing. Subscribe to the channel if you're newer around here with those notifications turned on, and let me know down in the comments below what your KD is, especially if you just started. Let me know what that starting point KD is, because that's the most important one. That's the one that determines which type of lobbies you get into. But the first tip I want to give you guys is one that I find myself pretty important, and that is in the settings. That is before you even go into a game or anything like that. So when you go into the settings, you want to make sure that you change your button layout. So you want to put that to flipped in order to actually shoot with R1 and L1 rather than R2 and L2. And this is especially if you're on a controller or anything like that. When you play on flipped, it feels a lot more comfortable in your hands, and not only that, it actually does help you get those shots out a few milliseconds faster, which you guys might think a few milliseconds doesn't mean anything, but it does mean a lot in a game where it only takes a few milliseconds to kill someone. And the last thing you guys want to do in the settings is change that sensitivity. The game automatically puts you on a 4. Do not stay on that. You want a sensitivity where you could turn fast enough on people if you start getting shot at from the back, but you also want a sensitivity where you could be in control when turning. You don't want to just do like a weird ass turn and you start going around in circles over and over again because you can't control it. So what I really recommend is anywhere from an 8 maybe to a 10. Even 7 is alright and stuff like that. That's the sensitivity I recommend. If you could play higher with really good control, definitely go ahead and do it. And yeah, let's go on to the actual in-game tips, because these are the ones that you guys are going to have to play. Like, if you're playing the game rushing around and you're just dying and dying and dying, you're definitely doing it wrong. And if you're playing the game just camping over and over again and you only get 5 kills by the end of the game, you're definitely doing it wrong as well. So follow these tips, guys. It'll get you to move a little bit and camp a little bit at the same time while getting a lot of kills and dying less. So the first thing you want to do is to stay away from the middle of the map. Never go towards the middle of the map unless you're watching over it. And what I mean by that is, if you go towards the middle of the map, don't go straight dead center in the middle where there's 50 people and directions where people could watch you from. You don't want that. You want to be that person who goes maybe into like one of the rooms that looks out into the middle of the map and you could see people running through there. That is fine. Don't be the guy who runs through the middle of the map. It's definitely not worth it. Now, you also want to make sure you're using the right guns for the right maps. So you guys got to move out of that comfort zone of yours, man. Trust me, if you're used to using assault rifles and assault rifles only, but then you're playing like shoot the ship and stuff like that, which is shoot house and shipment, you definitely don't want to be using that assault rifle if you're going for close quarter combat only. You want to use an SMG. And the same goes if you're playing ground war and you're going for real long shots. You don't want to use an SMG over an assault rifle or a sniper or an LMG. You got to use the right things for the right map, so make sure you guys do that as well. Now also, I want to say, don't stay in the same area too long. And this is where we get into talking about the camping a little bit. I don't mean to camp like crazy, and I don't mean to stay in the same area for the entire match, but what you guys should do is go to one area of the map. Imagine it's the right side towards the middle. You want to stay there, get a few kills, and then leave. You got to leave that area. You can't just stay there, because the enemies, they all know you're there. They're all going to rush you at once, and it's just something that you don't want to deal with. So make sure that you go ahead and do that, and don't push the enemies spawn or anything like that either. If you're staying towards the middle of the map, don't go any further. They're going to start spawning in different areas, meaning they're probably going to come right behind you and take you out. So you definitely don't want to do that either. And then once you get like 5 kills in a certain area, I recommend moving places. You don't have to go that far, but at least move areas. Don't let the enemies know where you are. You always want to be one step ahead of them. So trust me on that, guys. And another one, don't camp, but if you have to, go ahead and do it. If you see that there's like 5 enemies on one side of the map map and they're all coming towards you, the worst thing you could do is rush them. What you want to do instead is lay back, stay in a certain area, maybe hold off a head glitch or something like that, which is really important, and there's a lot of those in this game, and just wait for the enemies to run by you. By the time they see you, you're already going to be halfway through shooting them dead, and they won't even have time to react. So trust me guys, make sure to camp when you really have to. And if people say, oh, this guy's a camper and stuff, it doesn't matter, man. You're getting the kills. Just don't be one of those guys who stays in a corner the entire game, and then you have nothing to worry about. If you're head glitching for literally 30 seconds, they have no complaints, and if they complain, well, that's their problem. Going on to probably one of the most important tips that I want to talk about, and that is getting your crosshair lined up perfectly. That little circle that you see in the middle of the screen when you're running while you have your gun up and stuff like that, that is exactly where your gun is going to aim when you start to aim down sights, or when you shoot bullets, that's the area that the bullets are going to go into. So you always want to make sure that that is at least looking upwards and not looking at the ground. You also don't want to keep that looking at the sky. You always want to have that centered onto your screen, and if you're running to a certain corner, you want to have that little dot already facing that corner, so in case an enemy jumps out, you will be able to shoot them as fast as possible. All you got to do is aim in, whereas if that circle was looking at the floor or something like that, and then an enemy jumps out, you got to look up, you got to readjust your accuracy, and that's just not something you want to do, because he's going to probably drop you really damn fast. So make sure that circle is everywhere. If there's a doorway that you think an enemy's coming out of, have that little dot, that little circle aiming right at the doorway. You guys always got to be faster than the enemies, and especially in a game where the time to kill is very, very fast, like in this game right here, you want to make sure you get those first shots on. So make sure you guys go ahead and do that. Now, another one I want to talk about is something I tell everybody all the damn time, and that is don't run around like a headless chicken. That is the one thing you don't want to do. So when I mean running around like a headless chicken, those are the people who run around everywhere. They sprint everywhere they possibly can. They sprint around every single corner, and they sprint into rooms and doorways and all that kind of stuff without looking, without trying to figure out where an enemy could be. They just run everywhere, and they end up dying a lot. Yeah, they may get 20 kills, but they're also going to be getting like 18 to 20 deaths and stuff, and it's just not fun to have games where you go even every single game. So what I say is, if you are going to sprint, go ahead and do it, but once you get to a corner, slow down, stop, pre-aim, peek the corner if you have to, and stuff like that. If you're at a doorway, peek the doorway. If you aim in while you're standing right beside the door, you could open the door a few inches open, and that's a good way to see if there's enemies inside. You could throw a flashbang inside. You could do whatever you have to, and yeah, so make sure you guys aren't sprinting everywhere. Let the enemies come to you rather than you going to them. And what I mean by that also is, if you see that there's enemies, like I said before, you wait them out, man. Do those head glitches, wait those enemies out. Instead of you being the one sprinting around the map, dying everywhere, let it be somebody on the enemy team. Now, I also want to say, do not seek revenge. Never ever seek revenge. And this is a tip that I've been giving you guys since Black Ops 3, and this one is really important as well. If you seek revenge, dude, it's not worth it, man. You're gonna be going after the person who killed you, and that's gonna be the only thing on your mind, is getting him back. So you're not gonna be focusing on where he might be. You're not gonna be focusing on anything. You're gonna be focusing on where that dude killed you from, and then he's just gonna kill you again once you get back there, and then you're gonna be even angrier, meaning you're gonna be thinking a lot less, and you're gonna go and he's gonna do it over and over again, and you're probably gonna get 4 or 5 deaths before you give up. So trust me, guys, don't seek revenge. If some dude kills you, yeah, let it slide. Go on to the other side of the map. Do what you gotta do. Kill some other people. Go on a big streak, and then let your streak take him out and stuff like that. Don't seek revenge. And if you guys are missing a lot of shots, make sure to get the heck away from that gunfight. This is another one I give you guys all the time, and it is probably one of the most important ones as well. If you're shooting at someone and you see that you're missing every second bullet, just leave. It's not worth it. This guy's gonna turn on you, he's gonna drop you, and it's just, dude, it's just not working with you, especially if you're aiming directly on the guy and the netcode isn't working at all, or there's a lag compensation or something. It's something you don't want to die to. Like, those are gunfights that you could easily win, and then he's gonna look at you, and the second he looks at you, you're gonna go down, and it's gonna feel like you got melted in half a second, but in reality, on his screen, he looked at you and shot you for like a good 2 seconds. So I don't know, man, that's annoying. Just get away from those gunfights so you have no chance of winning. And the last thing I want to say, guys, make sure to always use Ghost. It is the most important perk in the entire game. This keeps you off the radar. A lot of people have a radar, so this keeps you right off it. You do not want to be seen, so make sure to have Ghost. But that is going to be it for the tips today, guys. If you did enjoy the video, let me know by dropping a like. We're gonna go for 1,000 likes, and if you guys could leave a comment letting me know your best tip in Modern Warfare, that would be super amazing. I think my best tip is to don't seek revenge, dude, or just don't do it. It's not worth it. Anyways, guys, subscribe to the channel if you're new around here with those notifications turned on. My name is Nick. Merry Christmas again, guys, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.